Alrighty, welcome the beautiful people of the internet. Welcome to another episode of Smite, How to Counter, and today we have Odin. Now, if you haven't known already, Odin, some can say he's broken, some can say he's OP, some can say he's underpowered, but typically people are like, damn, that burst damage though, with that Mario stomp. So that's the main thing about Odin's kit right now and the numbers it's at right now. It's Odin's burst damage between his 2 and his 1, and his 40% slow on his 3 is quite a bit. Now his 3 doesn't do damage for anything at all, but it's more of his burst damage, and even early game, like super early game, he can burst down like a quarter of HP no problem, and then follow up with the slow, and then you can't really get out of that unless you have the appropriate items. So let's go through how to counter him, right? First things first, actives. Actives would have to be Combat Blink for sure. Even with the old Odin, Combat Blink, if you pull up the items, all items, go to actives, go to Blink, and then on the top right, Combat Blink is going to help you out a lot on getting out of Odin's ulti. Now, the problem with Combat Blink and Odin's ulti is the cooldown timers. Combat Blink is, much longer, especially if that Odin's building cooldown reduction. But at least that gives you a chance to get out of his ulti, like once every, 2 or 3 times. So that definitely helps out there. And also it helps out just taking certain precautions to know when he's about to pounce on you or start a team fight or drop down his ulti. If you are aware of those, certain signs and things, which I'll tell you guys here in a bit, and then you'll be fine, and Combat Blink should be ready when you need it. Now, if you look at Greater Blink, the problem with this, yeah, the cooldown is great, 45 seconds. That'd be ready for all of his ultis, but if you don't know, once you get taken damage, like once you enter combat, you can't use that at all, and you have to wait another 3 seconds or so. Yeah, 3 seconds till you can actually use this again. And taking damage, you're going to be in there till you die, most likely, or the enemy dies, one of the two. That typically lasts longer than 3 seconds, so that's why you don't really get Greater Blink. Some other things you can get Aegis. This can certainly buy you some time until Odin's ulti drops. Either or works fine. The difference between these two, if you don't know already, the top right one, the Aegis Pendant, you take no damage, which is cool. They both do the same thing, but you can move around. You can actually walk around, but you can't use any abilities, and you can be CC'd. So that's the Aegis Pendant. And the Greater Aegis, you take no damage and you're immune to CCs, but you cannot move at all. So you can choose either or. And between Aegis and Combat Blink, you should have not many issues with Odin at all. You can even use Aegis if he's about to pounce on you and you're out, low HP. Now, to know when Odin's going to pounce on you, which is the biggest thing when knowing to counter Odin, is all Odin's, well, most Odin should do if they want full damage, is they'll pop their 2 first. So if you look at Odin on the opposite side, you'll see his health bar. He gains that little blue buff of HP on his HP bar. He has that bubble around him and ravens flying about. So when he pops his 2 and he's looking at your team, that's when you know he's definitely going to pounce on you. As soon as you see his 2 popped, if you're a really squishy guy and you're really vulnerable, just get out of the way. Just turn around and run. If you try to walk backwards, most likely he's still going to land on you, because if you backpedal, you move much slower than turning around and running away. So after, what happens after, he does this and, you get out of the way and, he misses. Most chances he's probably just going to turn around and walk away, but if the Odin is squishy and vulnerable, then take advantage of it, because after his 2 and 1 are gone, there goes pretty much all of his damage, and he's just there to slow people by 40% with his 3 and drop a circle around, and that's pretty much it. So you could take that time if if you do enough damage and if he's squishy enough, after you lands, just CC him, because there's nothing in his kit that makes him CC immune. He's only halfway CC immune during his his ulti. He's immune against slows and roots. So that's a couple things there. There is an item to help you against his slows. If you go to physical defense, go to Ancient Blade, and then on top right, Witch Blade. Now, obviously the stats on no, sorry, not Witch Blade, Winged Blade is what I meant to say. Now, obviously the stats on Winged Blade, they may not be the best for your god or some different roles or gods like that. But we're looking at the passive. When hit by a slow, which would be his 3, you are immune to slows, and your movement speed is increased by 20% for 4 seconds. Only occurs once every 30 seconds. So if Odin's slow, and let's say if Odin picks up like Creep and Curse also, because some Odins do that, then you won't have a problem with the slow factor if his slows are really getting to you. Now, like I said, the stats on here may not be the best for everybody, but if it is good for you, then pick it up. Like, why not? So that's pretty good there. As a mage player and fighting against Odins, I tend to pick up like Warlock Sash to get stacks of HP built up. Breastplate of Valor is also good for mages. Even some physical gods. And then if it's a really tanky Odin, make sure to get Penetration. Those are just some basic things to go against Odin if they're tanky. But I believe that's pretty much it for the video. Hope this helps you guys out. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.